Hello everyone. Today we are going to continue our discussion with the theodolite surveying, and today's class is mainly focusing on how to measure vertical angle by using theodolite. Right now, with our surveying instruments we have learned so far, that is chain, tape, and dumpy level, we cannot measure horizontal angle. So this is the first instrument in our surveying from the fundamentals first year, from the first year, where it is possible to measure the vertical angle with this theodolite only. However, with the theodolite, you can measure vertical angle also with same accuracy of 20 seconds. So here, first of all, let us discuss about what is vertical angle and how to measure and what are the different types of vertical angle. So here, if any object is above or below the a horizontal plane which is at a level of Trunian axis of the theodolite, then that object is to be bisected with the telescope. Then there may be an inclined line of sight formed with respect to horizontal to bisect the object. So that inclined line of sight, inclination with respect to horizontal is nothing but angle, and if it is above true axis level, then the angle is angle of elevation, and if the object is located below the true axis horizontal level, then it is angle of depression. Yeah, anyhow, this is a theodolite and various component parts, as you can see. Um, as we have completed all the component parts and its functions, and also how to measure horizontal angle, the various three methods: general procedure, uh, method, repetition method, and reiteration method. So after completion of all those, we are now at vertical angle measurement. So first of all, we are going to study about vertical circle. So here in theodolite, apart from a horizontal circle, there will be a vertical circle. I'll show you. Yeah, there will be a vertical circle. Yeah, there is a vertical circle, and the graduations are marked in the vertical circle, something like this. There are two types of vertical circle. On my left hand side, yeah, there is a vertical circle with four quarters. Graduations are marked from 0 to 90 degrees. Let us say this is a telescope of theodolite. Now, from 0 at telescope, horizontal level to max of 90 degrees for the first quarter is available, and from 90 onwards again you can measure from the other quarters in counterclockwise direction. So likewise, vertical up to maximum 90 degrees can be measured, and similarly downwards, bottom up to 90 degrees there. So like this, 0 to 90 degrees, four quarters is divided, and verniers are vernier C and D. As vernier A, B correspond to horizontal circle, the next one, verniers C and D are on vertical circle. So when you compare with the horizontal measurements, verniers C, D are quite different one. Unlike horizontal, vernier A and B, vernier C and D are firmly or rigidly fixed to the frame. They will not be rotating. But when you rotate the telescope, as this vertical circle is mounted to the telescope, uh, when you move the telescope along with telescope, the vertical circle main scale itself moves, and thereby, as a zero of vertical circle, zero of vernier scales C, vernier scales C and D cannot be moved, we can measure the vertical angle difference. when you rotate the telescope, right? On the other hand, there is also a vertical circle which will be divided into 360 degrees, 0, 90, 180 and 270 and 360. But most of the times we will be saving this 0 to 90 degrees 4 quarters type of vertical circle only. Okay, right. Now we have discussed about graduations on vertical circle. Now let us move to the verniers C and D. So these are the photographs taken at our institution level instrument. Uh, you can see, yeah. Yeah, this is a vernier C. I think this is a vernier C, and in this vernier C, you can see vernier readings from 0 to 20 downward at the same time, 0 to 20 in the opposite direction at the top. And the lower one is a main scale, something around 10 degrees, 0 degrees, like this 15, I mean 20 and all you will be seeing. So here in vernier scale, two sets of reading 0 to 20 and 20 to 0 are there, and which one you would consider? That is the main question. So when you come across that question, simple, you have to rotate your telescope to approximately a horizontal level. Then the zero of main scale reading will be nearer to either this zero or this zero. Then you should use your vertical clamp screw to rotate or to exactly bisect the zero of vernier C with the zero of main scale, then that will be the actual zero. So for instance, in our instrument, this zero just behind C should be considered. When zero of main scale matches with this zero, it is observed that the telescope is exactly in horizontal position. So this zero is referred, I mean this zero is to be referred to the main scale reading. Whenever the zero points to some scale, some place at the main scale, that will be the main scale reading. And for vernier scale reading, you should be searching for the coincidence of the scale. And these are all other pictures. So here you can see, I think we'll go to the next figure. Yeah, I think here you can see this is vernier D, and in vernier D also, two sets of vernier readings are there from 0 to 20 at the bottom and 20 to 0 at the top. Again, I have used this instrument. It is observed that when the 0 just behind D is actually coinciding with the main scale 0, then the telescope is exactly horizontal. So that means I have to use this 0 as my reference for measuring any vertical angles. This is another photograph of vernier D only. We'll go back. Now, how to measure the vertical angle and what is the procedure for measurement? Vertical angle is an angle with which the inclined line of sight to an object makes with the horizontal. It may be an angle of elevation or maybe an angle of depression, depending upon whether the object is above or below the horizontal plane passing through the true line axis of the instrument. Okay, now to measure the vertical angle, the instrument should be leveled uh, with reference to the altitude bound. right? When it is comes to altitude bubble, we are going to talk about generally after placing instruments on a particular station, we'll complete the three steps in temporal adjustment, that is centering, leveling, and elimination of parallax or focusing, whatever you call. So in this step, second step, leveling, we used to level with a plate bubble tube for measuring horizontal angles, and to measure vertical angles, it is always advisable to level with respect to altitude bubble tube only. And again, when it is said altitude bubble in our, I mean, there are two types of instrument. The instruments with only one vertical altitude tube, and in some of the instruments, theodolites, you will be seeing two altitude bubble tubes. One is exactly over the telescope, and the other is over the vertical circle index frame. So which one should I consider? That is a big question. Let me tell you, whenever you are using a theodolite for measurement of vertical angles, then it is always advisable to level your theodolite with respect to the altitude bubble which is present on your index frame for measurement of angles, because index frame will be attached to a clip screw, and for permanent adjustments in vertical angles, the clip screw is used for adjustments. So therefore, in order to measure vertical angles, it is always advisable to use the bubble tube. Level the instrument with respect to the bubble tube which is present over the index frame. And then why the altitude bubble is also given on the top of a telescope? That is the next question, right? Simple. Whenever a theodolite is used as a dumpy level, so we often use theodolites for a leveling purpose also. In the starting of the chapter, I have told you the various uses of telescope. Among them, one of the uses, you can also do the leveling work with your theodolite. So here, when a theodolite is used as a level or leveling instrument, then we don't consider any vertical angles, but we actually consider only a line of sight, which should be exactly parallel. So here, line of sight and telescope top are interrelated. So therefore, for leveling work, if at all you have to do with a theodolite, it is advisable to use your altitude bubble tube, which is exactly present on the telescope for leveling purpose. So that is a point. Okay. Yeah, we'll continue. To measure with the vertical angle, the instrument should be level with respect to the altitude bubble tube. And when altitude bubble tube is on index frame, you can you can follow a set of instructions for measuring any vertical angle. So first one is level the instrument with reference to the plate level, as we have done at horizontal. I mean, as we have done earlier when the horizontal angles are measured. So first step is always that only, and then keep the altitude level parallel to any 2 foot screws. So here what we are doing again the leveling work. Again we are doing the leveling of the instrument with respect to altitude bubble. Okay, so keep the altitude level parallel to any 2 foot screws, and bring the bubble to the center by rotating uh, both of the foot screws either inward or outward simultaneously. And as you know, while doing so, left hand thumb, the movement of left hand thumb is always in the direction of bubble movement. So with that, you can bring the bubble to the center. Then rotate the telescope to the through 90 degrees till altitude bubble is on the third foot screw. Then you have to operate the third foot screw by holding it on thumb and index finger, again with the left hand. And when you rotate, your left hand thumb move will follow the bubble tube. Okay, bubble. Bring the bubble to the center with a third foot screw, and you need to repeat this process of making parallel to two full screws, and by simultaneously operating those two full screws to bring the bubble to the center, and then rotate telescope to 90 degrees, then operate the only third foot screw and bring back bubble to the center. So you have to repeat, it's an iterative process. You have to repeat two or three times until in the both principal position, starting position, bubble should be at the center. Once you have completed this, yes, if the instrument is in level, when you can rotate about 180 degrees, bubble should be at the center. If it is not, that simply implies instrument is not in perfect adjustment. It needs permanent adjustments to be level in all positions. Okay. So if the bubble is the adjustment, it will remain at the central for all position of the telescope. Now, lose the vertical clamp. Now you have to release the vertical clamp. Now you have to release the vertical clamp and rotate the telescope in vertical plane to sight the object, which may be above or below the horizontal level at the true axis, true axis level. And you can use a vertical circle tangent screw. I will show you what is a vertical clamp and vertical tangent screw. Yeah, that is why I have placed your photograph just beside your title. Yeah, in this particular diagram, this is a vertical clamp screw, and this screw is corresponding to vertical clamp. It is called vertical tangent screw. Right. So this is a vertical clamp screw and corresponding vertical and tangent screw. Right, we'll go back. And when you operate this, when you fix this vertical clamp screw, the telescope cannot be rotated in the vertical plane. But when you rotate this vertical tangent screw, a slight movement is possible in vertical clamp. But this works only when the vertical clamp is fixed. Okay, we'll continue with our procedure. Now, after bisecting an object by releasing vertical clamp and operating vertical tangent screw, now you can read both verniers C and D of vertical circle. And as vernier C and D are on opposite side, you can take main scale reading and vernier scale in both the scales C and D, particularly when it is corresponding to vertical angle. But it is always advisable to take main scale reading in vernier C, and only, I mean, in terms of degrees, minutes, and seconds in vernier C, and in vernier D, it is advisable to take minutes and seconds only. And let us say if we are using the second type of vertical circle, 180 0 degrees and 180 degrees opposite. So this type, if it is 0 to 360 degrees circle, vertical circle is used, then uh, vernier C we will get the main scale reading, and at vernier D whatever angle you get, that will be 180 degrees more when compared to the vernier C degree. Therefore, if the main scale reading is considered at D, then 180 degrees have to be subtracted from the main scale reading, not from the vernier scale. Only main scale, from the main scale reading 180 degrees you have to subtract. That is there. Okay. Now you read both verniers C and D of vernier circle, and then the mean of the two readings gives you the correct vertical angle. And a similar observation may be made with the face right also. So whatever we have taken angle, that is with respect to with the face left observation, and similarly you have to repeat the same process with the face right observation also. Then only by averaging both face right and face left values will get the actual reading. So it is assumed that the altitude level is in adjustment, and that index error has been eliminated by the permanent adjustment, and therefore the clip screw should not be touched during the entire operation. Generally, clip screw actually the clip screw will be tightly fixed and it cannot be that easily rotated. But in some of the instrument, there is an option to rotate even screw also. But however, we are not advised to operate any clip screw, because that includes that should be operated in case of only permanent adjustment, not in a regular measurements. Now, as we have taken recording readings, let us go to the tabular form and let us explain how to record the angles. Now, instrument is at O and sighted to two objects. Sighted to two objects. Object A is angle of depression, and object B, which is at angle of elevation. Now this is a tabular form for vertical angle measurement. Face left, at the left half you have face left observation, and in the right half we will be having face right observation, and then finally average vertical angle will be there. And here verniers, unlike AB, now we will be having C and D verniers. In vernier C, just like vernier A in case of horizontal, we have degrees, minutes as well as seconds, whereas in vernier D only minutes and seconds are there, and finally mean or average angle in terms of degrees, minutes and seconds, and then vertical angle, degrees, minutes and seconds. So why this column is provided, I will explain. And let us say here there is a um, there is a requirement, it is required to calculate angle AOB, angle AOB. Out of them, line OA is an angle of depression, and line OB is an angle of elevation. Now we have placed the instrument at O and completed all the temporary adjustments, and it is leveled with respect to altitude bubble tube only. Then by releasing vertical clamp screw, object A bisected, which is below the true axis level. Now on vernier C, main scale reading is 5 degrees 00 minutes, and coincidence when you search it is 12 minutes and 20 seconds. Therefore 5 degrees 12 minutes and 20 seconds is my main scale reading. Now on the other hand, on the other vernier, let us say vernier D, only coincidence is taken, minutes and seconds, 12 minutes, and it is observed that 12 minutes and 0 seconds. And we also need to take the minutes of main scale reading. However, in C, vernier C, we got 0 minutes as main scale reading, 5 degrees 0 minutes as main scale degrees, as it is 0 if it added also it is 12 only. Then the average of these two reading should be written here, mean minus 5 degrees as it is 12 minutes, and 20 and 0 average will be 10, so therefore 10 seconds have to be written here. So the entire thing has done with the face left only, and again with the face left we are going to sight the next object, which is actually angle of elevation, which is above horizontal level at the true axis level. Now when it is bisected, the object B is bisected, then the vertical angle at vernier C is observed that 2 degrees and 20 minutes on main scale, and 5 minutes 40 seconds on the coincidence, Vernier coincidence. So therefore 20 plus 5 total 25, finally 2 degrees 25 minutes and 40 seconds is my Vernier scale C reading. Coming to Vernier D, I have to search for Vernier coincidence. It is 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Whereas at Vernier A, main scale reading minutes that have to be added here also. So main scale reading 2 degrees 20 minutes, and the 20 minutes is to be added here also. 20 plus 5, 25 and 20 minutes. Okay, so like this we can record readings over here, and then mean 2 degrees as it is, 25 minutes as it is, average of 40 and 20 is 30, so 30 seconds. Now the total vertical angle, angle AOB, is nothing but summation of these two. Even though this is minus and this is positive, the total angle between these two lines will be irrespective of its signs, just a summation of these two. That is 7 degrees 37 minutes and 40 seconds. But it is not completed yet. It is only face left observation, and we have to repeat this entire process with the face right observation also. So what we have to do, we have to transit the telescope, rotate the telescope about 180 degrees in vertical plane completely, so that the vertical circle now onto the right side of the observer. Then again, after release your vertical clamp screw and bisect object A, and record Vernier A reading as well as Vernier B reading, Vernier D readings, and enter in the tabular form. It is 5 degrees 12 minutes and 40 seconds, similarly 12 minutes and 20 seconds, and the average will be 5 degrees 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Similarly, you have to release your vertical clamp screw and bisect the object B, and then after bisecting uh, exactly with the help of vertical tangent screw, you can note down the readings and enter into the tabular form. It is at Vernier C, it is 2 degrees 26 minutes and 0 seconds, and at Vernier D 25 degrees and 40 seconds. Then you should take the average as just we have done previously. Then the vertical angle, total vertical angle must be just addition of these two, as one of the angle is the angle of depression and angle of other is angle of elevation. Just you need to add these two, so that total angle will be 7 degrees 38 minutes and 20 seconds. Then finally, face left vertical angle and face right vertical angle, these two are to be averaged, and then you will get the final vertical angle for this one set. Okay, so like this you have to uh, take the readings. You have to use your telescope for taking vertical readings with the help of a theodolite. Okay, yeah, we have completed today's topic. Let us revise fastly. Yes, we have started with our discussion with the measurement of vertical angles, and by using theodolite we can measure vertical angles, and we have discussed about graduations on vertical circle. It may be two types, 0 to 90 degrees 4 quarters, or 0 to 360 degrees a single set, and Vernier CED are firmly fixed onto the vertical circle frame, and main scale of vertical circle is actually attached to the telescope, and by rotating telescope along with that, main scale is also rotated in vertical angle. And we know vertical angle, different types of vertical angle, angle of elevation and angle of depression. Then we have discussed about detailed procedure, how we have to complete with face left and face right angle of measurement, angular measurements for vertical angles. And we have also discussed about recording the same into a tabular form, and then calculations, various calculations like average and total vertical angle calculation, and then final average vertical angle for both face left and face right. So with this, we will stop here. I think in this lesson you have clearly understood how to measure vertical angles with the help of theodolite, and in the next class we'll meet with the another topic. Thank you very much.